Welcome to the second episode of the TrashCast. I'm your host, Fox Prewitt. With me, I have Alex Perricelli.
Hello.
I also have Andrew Hargett, or
Hello.
also known as AJ the Tank Man.
Tank
yeah,
Man.
the Tank
Hey,
Man.
that's a good reputation for me to have. I'm okay with it.
Alrighty, how's everybody's weeks going?
So far, I mean, it's been all right. Lots of work, lots of band, but other than that, it's been pretty cool.
It's fine. I don't know. Pretty mundane for me.
I mean, you have like online classes, yeah?
Like, yeah, some of them are, yeah.
And then you just go into school for the last 2 hours, or
Yep, but I mean, all I do is prepare for the 2 hours. When I wake up at 12, have like an hour and a half to get ready for school, and then I go in.
What do you do for online?
Right now I'm doing U.S. history.
Is that
US
it?
history.
No, I have other classes.
Well,
but
tell me about your other classes.
I haven't looked at them yet. I'm only doing one at a time.
You haven't done only one class, and it's been like...
No, what I plan on doing is I'm going to do like one, finish that really fast, start the next one, finish that fast. So instead of doing them all at the same time, I'm going to do them all one at a time. Fast.
All right.
I mean, are you doing it on like peak?
Yeah, peak field ed. That's what it is.
So you probably have all your classes, just you're doing them one at a
I have
time.
I think I have like 5 or 6.
Well,
But yeah.
boys, guess what?
What?
I got scammed.
How'd you get scammed?
Okay, it was really my fault in this.
Oh, wait, I think you told me about this
yeah, you
actually.
told us about
I
the
was
scam.
in Miss White's class,
Yeah.
and I was on this website, and it looked okay. It was like a decent website, but there was this really good deal on a mic that I've been looking at for years.
What kind of mic was it?
Oh, I don't know. It's like $500.
Jesus Christ.
It's a real.
Did you buy it?
Well, obviously I got scammed, so I bought something.
So wait,
How much did you buy it for?
I
how
spent
much?
$95
What kind of mic was it?
$95 for a $500 mic, and you found nothing shady about that.
Well, it's because it's been on sale recently on multiple stores. Like Amazon's only like $350 right now.
Okay, but that's
But still,
That's not a
that's
sale.
$350 and $90 is a different type of sale.
Yeah.
There's
Proud of
like
my choice, okay?
Okay,
Well-
that's actually not even the worst thing though, because I remember before I got my computer built, or like it was a while ago. I can't even remember. I think it was like freshman year, maybe. I can't remember. But either way, I was like looking for like pre-built computers, and I was like, oh, and I found this one website that was selling like I didn't know anything about computers, so I was like, oh, a gaming PC for $90.
oh no.
And the worst part about it was like it was on like some like Chinese like yoga equipment website, but they were selling a computer, and I was like,
no.
That makes
okay, that's
total sense. Who would
I was
have
like, yeah,
that is not scam worthy at all.
I was like, that's a little bit weird, but I mean, $90 for a computer seems like a bargain. And then I didn't buy it, but like, I was thinking about it.
You were
but
thinking about it?
You actually went through with it though.
That was my second scam so far in my life.
What was the first one?
Okay, first one was in middle school, and it was on this.
Okay, that's how
website.
all good stories start. Yeah.
And I was on
Middle
this
school.
this website that was like an ad on Instagram,
Oh,
and I saw this pretty cool hoodie. And then, I spent $45 for this cool hoodie that had a nice design on it. Little did I know that it would just never show up.
You never got
Nope.
it?
Wait,
Did you get a refund?
No, it's a scam. They don't give you your money back.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's true.
I actually got scammed pretty recently too. Then, so same thing with Fox. So there's these Instagram ads. Some of them are really good. I got 2 pairs of shoes for like $100. They were really nice. I'm like, you know what? If Instagram is advertising them, they can't be that bad, right?
No, but
So-
that's the thing. Anyone can advertise themselves on Instagram.
Exactly.
I literally just saw an ad today for like some small like 5,000 follower account that some guy was trying to promote, and he paid for an ad. That's like the same thing.
Well,
And it was a terrible ad, but like anyone can do it.
well, you see, what happened with mine is I bought my shoes. They were like $100 for the 2 pairs, which is normally around $200, especially for flats.
Yeah.
And I got those. They came in relatively quickly. I'm like, okay, I can trust Instagram with this. There was a pair of earbuds. They were Bluetooth earbuds. They were really nice.
Mhm.
Like, I think they were called
Oh,
Betweens.
dude, there are so many. I've seen so many like Bluetooth, like
Yeah.
AirPod rip-off ads. There's
Well-
like so many of them.
Well, I didn't get any of the AirPod looking ones. They were called Between Twos, and they were probably some of the best specs on earbuds I've ever seen, and they were like $150.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, since it's on Instagram and I got my other things, might as well just get these too. I ordered those about half a year ago.
Yeah.
Maybe
they
they're still in shipping, bro.
No, I haven't gotten them yet. I haven't moved. I haven't done anything in the last 6 months. They've either gotten stolen, which I don't think will happen.
I actually had I'm pretty sure I had something like that as well. Oh yeah, I bought Raycons. It was like for Christmas. I bought Raycons for my mom because Raycons. I mean, you guys have probably heard of them.
Nice.
I like them. They're nice. Like I have one. I have had a pair for like a while. I think like are dead though, but like they lasted me quite a while, and they're not that expensive. I'm not trying to advertise them, but like they were good. But I bought some, and they were in the mail for so long, and then I think I like emailed them about it, and they said they got lost in shipping. And if you don't address it, I don't think they like reach out to you about it. So I had to like maybe it could be something like that. Maybe that's what happened.
Well, I can definitely look into it, but
you can check like the US if it was like the USPS or whatever. Then I think you can like look into it. I don't know.
It's their own shipping, so it's like
they
find where they ship it and then they ship it.
Well, maybe.
So
I mean, 6 months later.
I don't know. Just give it another year and then contact them.
Yeah, they'd be like, I ordered something a year ago, and I never got it.
It was the between twos. I ordered them. They were like $150. I've never gotten them.
We don't even make those anymore.
We never even made those. You got scammed.
You
got
dummy.
scammed, bro. Why would you get something off of Instagram? I'm like, okay, whatever.
I mean, everything. I've only bought a few things off of Instagram that are like that water bottle I have with all the Fallout stickers.
Water bottle.
Water bottle. I've got that from Instagram, and that was like, it's got like these flavor cartridge things that you like screw into the lid. It's pretty nice. Yeah. That's not everything on there's a scam, obviously.
Well, yeah, I got my shoes, but like.
You didn't get
one of those earbuds. They were really nice.
I thought you said you didn't order them though.
No, I ordered them.
Oh,
yeah, you just didn't get
them. You're
them.
A fool.
I know I'm a fool. That's why I'm talking about it.
Yeah, you didn't get those. You didn't get those earbuds, you fool.
I know it's all my fault.
But with my scam, dude, I tried so hard to get my money back.
You got it back, didn't you?
I actually got an email about that this morning. So,
I thought you said you got it back.
I thought I did because I went through this PayPal thing, spent like 6 hours trying to get a real person to talk to. It's so stupid.
For PayPal?
Yeah, it's just
you were trying to talk to PayPal people?
Yeah, but like most of their systems are just automated bots, and then they just put you in a loop, and then you just can't get out of the loop to find your real problem, and they're just like, well, contact a real person. I'm like, I tried.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to keep going.
So, but I did get in contact with a person, and then they put my payment on hold for 10 days and they contacted the seller. And it was only one more day left till I got my money back, but then I got an email from the seller.
And they're like, please, no, don't cancel.
So, but I can't view the message because my PayPal thing's messed up.
So what made you think it was a scam? Like,
oh, it's definitely a scam. Like,
I know like the website's sketchy, but maybe they did ship something, or they might.
Well, I tried contacting they have all their info listed on the website and stuff.
Yeah. And
not a single one's real.
Do you know where they're from?
Oh, it's some Chinese characters. I don't know.
Oh, no.
So it's definitely a scam. I know that.
It's over for you.
So I think they stole my money.
That's where money goes to
But
buy.
they are required to send me something. So I think I'm just going to get an off-brand mic.
Yeah, you're going to get like some like cheap like $30 mic at most.
Most likely.
And it's going to like not pick up sound.
Yeah.
It's going to like come broken.
But I do have a plan for that. But I can't say it on the podcast.
Okay.
But yeah, use your intuition to figure out.
I literally have no idea.
Okay. Moral of the story, everybody. Don't buy stuff.
Yeah,
that looks shady.
Maybe just do a little bit of research.
Yeah, also, I mean, actually, another way I found out the website I was on for the computer was a scam was I looked up if it was legit, and everyone was like, no.
Oh, yeah, I did that too. And, like, a good trustworthy website, it's like 100 out of 100. You want to know what this rating was for that website?
What?
It was like a 3.4 out of 100.
Yeah,
and
why
you
didn't
still got them?
Well, no, I
think you
looked
looked
it up afterwards, so it was. I definitely did research.
Okay, moral of the story: research the website after you buy something from them, and then it's a gamble on if you're gonna get it or not.
Or
that's the moral.
You just pay your money towards the massive multi-billion-dollar companies that are always trustworthy, and then you get
Okay, but there is some security, and at least big corporations have a reputation to maintain, and if
Exactly.
they don't,
But some small website, yeah, you can't really trust it.
don't trust small business owners. Only buy from large corporations.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's the moral of the
Feed
story.
the economic growth.
Well, what else happened to you guys lately?
Me and Holden watched Pulp Fiction last night.
What do you think of it?
I have never seen it, and I liked it. It was a good movie.
Have you watched any of his other movies?
Yeah, we watched Hateful Eight.
That's another good one.
I like Quentin Tarantino, though.
He's got True Romance, Inglorious Bastards, and a couple other good ones like Kill Bill.
Oh, that
obviously.
one. I think that one's good as well. I've heard. Inglourious
what was
Basterds.
The new he did one. It was like the Hollywood one. I'm not sure what it
The
was.
Hollywood. What is it about?
I've watched it like years ago, so I can't really remember what it was.
So it's not new.
Well, it's one of his newer movies.
Oh, well,
I think
yeah.
he released it after The Hateful Eight, so it's his last one.
Hateful Eight was also really good. I think I noticed a trend, at least between Pulp Fiction and Hateful Eight, where he likes the chapters. He likes putting chapters in his movie.
Yeah,
I don't know if he does that for all of them, but those two. The only two Quentin Tarantino movies I've seen, at least willingly, or like not like knowingly, that are Quentin Tarantino films that I've seen, both of them have those chapters in them. So I was like, I don't know if that's what he does in every one of his movies.
Some of his movies don't have that, but I do like the chapters in it. I think it's cool.
I think it's cool, but also it doesn't feel. I mean, like Hateful Eight was like one continuous story split into chapters, but like Pulp Fiction, it's non-linear kind of. But I do like it. It's not a bad movie. That was like, at first I was like, what? Like it didn't make a lot of sense, but then you watch the like last scene and it all kind of loops it all together.
Yeah.
And it was good.
What about you, Alex?
What about me? What?
Well,
What have you
let's
been
talk about
doing?
movies. What kind of movies have you seen recently?
I think the last movie I actually watched was Raya and the Last Dragon. So
Raya the Last Dragon. That was a pretty cool movie. I
it
saw
was
that
a
in
very
theaters.
good movie.
I don't even think I've heard of that movie.
It's a very good movie. Oh wait, no, that's a lie. I watched Luca as well. Luca's also very.
Oh,
What is Luca?
that's the new Pixar movie, right?
Yeah, it's
I
the
watched-
Italian one.
Yeah, I watched a movie review of it. It looks pretty. I like the animation.
I love
Pixar animation is amazing.
Pixar does some wonderful work.
Yeah, I like them.
I love him too. It's just one movie I've really wanted to watch was the new Rings movie. I forget what it was called.
Oh, the new Marvel one?
yeah.
Dude,
What?
I'm so out of the loop. I don't even know these movies you're
What is
talking
it? I don't
about.
want to just butcher the name of
don't-
it,
I'm
but
not- I
like the
can't
10
remember the
Rings
name.
one, I just
Oh,
cannot
is it the
remember.
Chinese?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's like the Chinese superhero guy.
Yeah, I heard that it is one of the like best
Yeah, I heard it's
Marvel
like a good-
fighting movies. Like this, I heard the story is pretty mediocre, but the fight scenes in it are like what people go to see because
Yeah.
it's like martial arts and
Well,
it's
I've never
very
liked-
very well done.
I think the only movies I really like watching are like the really like well-made stories. A lot of like book covers. Like one of my favorite movies that I saw in recent time was No Country for Old Men, and that one's like a really good movie.
I've never even heard of that.
Dude, me and Holden are gonna watch it. You should watch it with us.
I
bro.
might watch
It's a
it
good
with you
movie.
guys.
I love that movie so much. It's like a good mix. It's got like a main plot, which you don't think is the main plot. Like it's complicated, but it's like the main plot, and then there's like a subplot to it, and the subplot is really good.
That's actually real cool, something.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's about like a drug deal gone like it's like this guy stumbles upon like a drug deal and then gets like a thing of money, and this guy who also found the drug deal is like hunting him down. It's a good movie. It's really interesting. I like it a lot. And their characters aren't dumb. Like they actually act smart. And
That's
they're not
actually
like
really cool.
stupid.
But you know what I have been really looking at recently is The Mask at School.
Oh no, the masks.
I don't know if you're not really
The
there.
dream masks?
No.
What?
Okay.
No, like normal.
Thank God, I thought it was dream masks.
Oh God.
What? How did you get from masks like COVID masks to dream
Oh,
masks?
oh my
Oh
God.
no!
we-
Oh, are people wearing like political masks?
No,
No,
people
no,
just
no.
aren't wearing masks.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's when me and Tyler were walking in. I don't know if you were there, Alex. You might have been, but me and Tyler walked in, And well, I don't know if we should talk about this on the podcast.
You're not allowed to.
Just don't be mean.
Yeah.
Some guy wore his mask only to get in and then took it off. And it was really funny. Tyler was like cracking up.
Yeah, generally, I've seen a lot of that. That kids just wear their mask to get through the door, and then once they walk down the hallway, they just take it off or take it off in class.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's like, I think it's because they think it only affects them, but like it really doesn't. It affects like everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people in our school are actually vulnerable to it.
Yeah, or the people in their family are. So if they get sick and bring it home, because even with the vaccine, you can still get sick. I'm pretty sure it just doesn't kill you. Like the symptoms of COVID are what like kill you. So the vaccine makes it so the symptoms don't kill you. And but you can still spread it.
You can still get sick and spread it.
Yeah, you can like spread it to like elderly people if you like live with. I know some people live with like their grandparents or something.
Yeah.
Like,
so
just take me for example. I'm a pretty good example. Both me and my mom are immunocompromised.
Yeah, which is exactly like why people should be. That's like the exact kind of person that you need to like protect by wearing that.
Exactly. So if I get it, there's a possibility I could die.
Well, yeah, anyone. Yeah, it's not. It's just
a
an
higher
overall
chance
bad
for me.
situation.
But like, I understand. Like, even if you do get it, even though you're vaccinated, you're still gonna feel like you have the flu.
Yeah, you're not gonna feel good. I just don't think it kills you.
It won't kill you, but it's not gonna make you feel like you're invincible when you have it.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably so many. I know there's for a fact there's so many people at our school who aren't vaccinated as well.
Oh yeah.
There's definitely a lot of people. I think, what's scary about that is statistically our school is the highest vaccinated like rate in all of like per person like
because
in our school.
I think our school's really small.
But even then, it's percentage wise. So
yeah,
take it with a grain of salt. So in our school district, we are the highest percent, but you want to know what our percent is 55% of our students are vaccinated.
Which is still really
low. Is still really low.
I don't think that meets herd immunity. I'm pretty sure like 75.
It's like 80 for herd immunity.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're not even. Oh my god.
So we still got a ways to go, and we are at the top of the scale, really. So
dude, I thought. I thought
overall,
when I got
overall cases, we have the most cases in Berthoud.
Oh yeah, have you seen Berthoud, dude?
Yes, I've seen it.
Yes, the other day,
I live here.
I walked into school the other day in the comments, and I just saw some kids just full on just making out.
Awesome.
And I'm like, okay, first off,
COVID kissing.
Get a room, please. I'm a sad, lonely man. I don't need to see that in my school. Second off, wear a mask.
Kiss with a mask on. That's what you gotta do.
There's other forms of affection, I promise.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, I thought I was late to get my vaccine because, like, I didn't like go and get it because of like my anxiety, I guess. But like, it's not even that big of a deal, honestly. I literally walked into like a clinic, and like my mom had to fill out like a paper since I'm under 18, and then like they just called me back, and I didn't even feel it. Like they numb my arm, and then they like injected it. The only bad part about it, I didn't get the one that like makes you feel like you're sick. I don't know if that was like an earlier one, I think.
No, it's because you're a minor. That the ones that make you really sick were only for 18 plus.
No, I'm pretty sure you can get the 2-shot one. The 1-shot one is the one that you need to be above 18, but I don't think that one gets you sick. I'm pretty sure the one my mom got. Oh yeah, I guess she is above 18 obviously, so
yeah, what it was is that there's the 1-shot one that's effective, and then there's the 2-shot one that makes you super sick. But that one's only to adults, and then there's another 2-shot one that's for minors.
Yeah, I got that. I guess I must have gotten that one, and the only bad part about that was like it just like was sore in my arm.
Yeah.
Because I think they inject into your muscle instead of like your veins.
When did you get your shot?
Oh, I can't remember the date. It was like early August.
Early
and then I got
August?
my second shot in like the first 2 weeks of school or something.
All right.
So, and I thought that was like super late, but
I mean,
some people are still behind me, so I guess that counts for something at least.
50% of the school, apparently.
Hey, I mean, at least I got it recently, so I'm all immune now. Nothing can stop me.
So I'm just gonna
monster.
play devil's advocate here for a second. So There's definitely there's very good pros for the vaccine, and it's like there's lots of good things that can come out of it, but also there's a ton of cases right now that'll show like the vaccine can give younger kids like heart issues. That's why they're not releasing it to people that are under like I think the age of 12 right now. There also isn't a bunch of studies showing what might happen later on with the vaccine right now. I don't think anything will happen, but it's showing up cases that there's heart problems, there's lung problems, there's problems so that it's a low chance, and people are afraid of that. People are afraid of the vaccine for what it can do.
I don't blame people for being afraid of something new. That's how it's always been in history. People are always afraid of new things that change everything for them, I guess. Which I don't even think this would change everything. It's literally just you get like a shot and then like 2 weeks later you get another one and then you're like immune. And I mean, the thing I find so infuriating about this is like vaccinations. People, there's always been like anti-vax even before COVID, but like vaccinations have been around since like the 19th century. Like I've seen something about like this like German newspaper, and they were like complaining about how people aren't getting vaccinations even though it's like it's trustworthy and it's like a medical practice that's been well researched. And this was in like the 1890s. That's like over 120 years ago now, and people are still having like the same arguments, but with to me it's like there's less of an excuse today than there was 100 years ago, and people 100 years ago were still getting them. But I think that's different though, because the American culture is so like hell-bent on like preserving freedom and liberty, which I respect that personally, but like at the same time, this isn't really about you anymore. Now it's affecting other people. And also, I think the concern that it was like researched too super fast and like isn't well researched and stuff, what I've heard is like they had like multiple research groups like studying one part of the vaccine, so it went really fast because instead of like every group focusing on the same parts and progressing naturally that way, they did like one part at a time, so it went faster because it was an emergency. So it makes sense to do that. I don't get it, man.
One thing I just don't understand is if you're against getting a vaccination, why not just follow mask mandate then? Why do you have to throw such a fit about...
Although I think it's the same... I think with the masks, the vaccination, I mean, that's not mandatory. Masks are, and I don't think they like masks being mandatory because they think that restricts their freedom to do anything else, which it necessarily doesn't. There's going to be... The thing I don't think they realize is, like, just because if you're on, like, a private property or, like, you can't be in your own home and be forced to be wearing a mask. That's against, like, everything. But, like, if you're in a public or private business... They can tell you what to do, otherwise you have to leave. Or they'll like...
You see...
That's the thing. Like, people... You have your own individual liberties, but when you're on somebody else's property, you go by their rules.
Well, if you walk into, say, a restaurant and you don't have pants on, what do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Exactly.
So they can refuse you for literally any... Also, businesses... I remember this was a big, like... I think this went to the Supreme Court, like, not even that long ago, but, like, there was some, like, baker who was, like, religious. He didn't want to bake a cake for this gay couple. And, I mean, to me personally, that's something you shouldn't do, like, using religion to, like, I don't know. I don't want to generalize that, and, like, I'm not trying to use it as, like, a moral high ground or whatever, but I don't think, like, to me that's immoral to do that. But at the same time, he has the right to do that as a business owner. He can choose which customers he wants to serve or not. And I think that's how the Supreme Court case ended up turning.
I remember reading that. It was
I think it was
December
like,
just before the pandemic when it happened. And
2019 is when they resolved it?
I
think it was way before.
It was long ago, but that's when it got like actually to the Supreme Court. And they...
well, I think it was in the Supreme Court for a while. I think they just had to decide on it.
Yeah, they passed their verdict in like December, January or something.
Of 2019?
Well... December of 2019, 2020, January and whatnot.
I can't remember if I think they favored the business owner, didn't they?
I think so, because technically it's just like...
To me, it makes sense. Why, like, that guy, I mean, for whatever reason, should be able to do that. It's his business.
Because it was just based off of his religion, and it's like my religion saying I can't accept these as a gay couple. I can't accept
which I
them.
mean, like we said, like I don't think that doesn't make that's I don't think that's a good reason, but he should have that ability to do that. I think.
Disclaimer: we're not saying that we want to. We don't like gay people. I personally enjoy them a lot.
That is not the way you want to state
Yeah,
that, man.
I don't
think that's the way you should say it.
I think saying it
You
like
should-
that is almost
I
like
think
more
you should
concerning.
say that we accept everybody's like beliefs, thoughts. We'll take
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
We'll
Yeah.
take it all, and
I don't think you should demonize the religion, but you shouldn't demonize the people who.
for thinking the way they think, feeling like
Yeah.
the way it's kind of crazy how it works. If you are into somebody, it's a chemical reaction in your brain, so you cannot help it. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can do to stop it. So it's like,
Well, it brings up the argument of like if you're either born that way or you're not. Because I don't think, to me personally, this is gonna sound so like awful. I feel, but I mean, I don't really feel like you're born attracted to someone. I think you kind of, depending on how you're raised, almost kind of enforces that necessarily. I think, I don't know. It's probably complicated. I'm not gay myself, so I don't know like how it works because I don't know. But like, I don't know. I just like, to me, I don't think you're born attracted to a certain gender because you're a baby. You don't think of that. I think you just grow up and you're not like raised to be attracted to certain people, but like depending on how your life goes, kind of determines it sometimes. I think
yeah, it's I forget what the word is, but like
nature
You're
versus nurture.
yeah, it's like what's going on around in your surroundings and what you're. It's weird because everybody's made a little bit different. Everybody's brain functions differently. That's why we know so little about the brain, is because
Well, yeah, people don't even know how like what causes like things like schizophrenia. There's so
Yeah.
many like ailments to the head that no one can understand yet.
Well, I mean, they're starting to get pretty
I
good
think
studies
it's
on it.
I
But
think the closest thing is that it's like genetic.
yeah, well, you can pick it up other ways, but mainly it's genetic.
Yeah.
Lots of
It's always complicated. There's always more under the surface about
Yeah.
everything.
yeah, absolutely. It's just it's really difficult to, especially with the baker thing. It's like it's really difficult to decide whether or not to go with something that has been proven by science or something somebody believes in. So
That's always been conflicting for
it's-
a long time.
it's like bringing it to just the bare bones of it. Like it's very difficult because it's
Well, I don't think that has much to do with science versus religion.
no.
I think it's
it's
just-
science versus science at that point, to be honest. Because if you believe in something, your brain is telling you this is something that I should take for value. This is something I like. This is something I value. Correct? Like I think at that point it's the same thing. I don't know how to like describe it other than that, but
Well, to me, it's more like this guy is, I don't know how religious this person was, but depending on how he was taught this religion or depending on how he was raised practicing it, maybe this is what he believes. Because I know not all like Christians, because I think this guy was Christian if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I think so.
And this guy, like not all Christians have this belief about people who are attracted to the opposites or the same sex. They don't all have this belief, but this guy does. And he's also happens to be a business owner that these guys approached and asked him to make a cake for their wedding or whatever it was. I think that's
Yeah.
what it was.
yeah.
And this guy decided he didn't want to for, I mean, whatever reason. You can obviously imply why, I would say, but for whatever reason, he decided not to. And that's why it became a problem, because those people thought it was against, like, I don't know why
they thought it was discrimination, but also
Yeah.
I remember watching the video and he approached him pretty nicely about it, honestly. He's like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Due to my religion, I can't do that for you. I can't."
Yeah, I
serve
mean,
you.
it doesn't have to be it's complicated, but to me it seems I favor the business owner just because he can, I mean, if you can refuse service to someone who's like no shirt, no shoes, you could say also at the same time that's discriminating against, that's not the same at all by any means, but like he has the right to refuse service to whoever he wants, I'm pretty sure. That's
Well, think about it like this. So this man who makes cakes for weddings, right? he doesn't believe in same-sex relationships, and he's made if he made that cake and it's his work that is put into an environment that he doesn't agree with. He wouldn't want to.
I mean, maybe if he didn't ask him.
Well,
maybe if they didn't tell him, like, it's so
super complicated because the laws are counteracting each other. Because you have the anti-discrimination laws, but then you also
laws
have
often conflict each other anyways. So this isn't like I don't know, it's not a new thing.
But I read another story recently about another religious thing. It's actually in Australia, and it's with Jewish people. It's that they're in stage 4 lockdown right now. So.
Oh yeah, I think there was a bunch of. Are you talking about like they weren't allowed to meet?
They weren't allowed to go to their religious
there was
meeting.
Something like that. I think that was a big topic in America during like the early COVID, like the pandemic. I remember that was like a big thing. People weren't allowed to go to church, and they thought it was like, I don't know. They thought it was discrimination.
You saw, but there's so many videos on it, and it's kind of crazy because you just see a bunch of Jewish people climbing roofs of buildings to meet up for religious
God.
prayers.
I didn't know
see
that.
but
I will definitely look into that now.
I know the religion thing during the pandemic was a big thing.
Yeah, I think it was in Melbourne. I'm not fully sure on this, but they have like their religious attire, like their suits and their caps and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like you could just see them, like they're signaling each other. They have these ladders, and they're just all just signaling, and they're just climbing the roofs together as groups, and just slowly like just going to their spot. I forgot what it's called. It's I can't remember the Jewish name for their like what it was for their prayers.
Oh, is it like the? I don't know.
It starts with an A.
I don't know.
That's all I know.
I think out of all of like the Abrahamic religions, I know the least about Judaism because it's so hard to. I don't know. I just haven't learned about it that much.
But yeah, in Australia, these people are like they're actually getting arrested for breaking.
Which that's also complicated as well because it's just like, yeah, there's so many layers to that because it's like, well, first of all, if it was a different situation, they'd be being prosecuted because of their religion almost, but because of it gets leniency because it's like COVID-19. So, and I think also Australia as a whole they've been having another outbreak. Like they've been doing lockdowns again.
Yeah, they just went in lockdown again. It's been months for them. They've been pretty serious about it.
But I think COVID gives like so much leniency. It's because I don't want to like depict it as like authoritarianism, but like they're definitely trending some ways. Some places like states like I'm pretty sure like New York was having it really bad where they were like putting people in like old person homes, and it was like bad for the old person, like the old people, because it was like getting them sick or whatever. I don't know. This is a weird conversation to have because it's like I don't necessarily fully know, so I don't know if I can form a strict opinion on it, but like I think COVID has been giving leniency to kind of like after 9/11 there was like the Patriots Act or whatever, like the privacy,
yeah,
and like the government won't give that privacy back even though that was like 20 years ago. It's kind of the same thing. It's to me it seems similar almost to that, but I don't know. I don't think anything of this is like oppressive necessarily. I'm just like thinking out loud, I think. Like I don't know. It's just complicated. Everything's complicated.
I don't know. I remember definitely in the beginning of the pandemic, like Italy was going pretty crazy about it too.
Oh, Italy was like the first place I think it was in Europe, or like one of the worst places it was at first.
Yeah, and then they just went on full lockdown.
Wasn't Spain also pretty bad?
I think got hit pretty hard.
Yeah,
it was like Southern Europe.
But yeah, Italy went on full lockdown, and if you went outside your home, besides getting groceries or like walking an animal, you got arrested.
Yeah, stuff like that. That's where it's kind of, to me, it's like, it's not necessarily like martial law or like oppressive. I don't think it's that, but like I said, it is kind of the same thing. It is pretty much martial law, but it's under the guise of COVID. And I don't want to like sound like I'm like an I don't know. I'm not like one of those people who's like, say like, oh yeah, you should, like this is also a long time ago by now, but like, I don't know. It's kind of weird because it's like, it was allowed, that like overstep of authority in people's lives was allowed because of the situation.
Well, if you're like what you just said earlier, it's just like the Patriots Act. Like being
that
able to
overstep of
wiretap
authority
phones without.
isn't being like fought by people on a wide scale because of COVID. I think like COVID is like the weird. It's so weird how like we reacted to it, and this is like, I don't know. It's weird.
Well, when something big like this happens, I feel like people get scared and they're like, "Oh, we
I
need
think
to rely on our government."
They allow stuff like that. All I hope is, I mean, I don't think it's a concern. I just don't want, like, the Patriots Act, like, that's still an act, I'm pretty sure. Like, they can, like, arrest you for certain web searches or whatever. And that's, to me, that's an overstep. But, I mean, it's also just an overstep now because it shouldn't have really existed in the first place.
But everyone was scared with 9/11 happening. That
obviously, I think
everyone was just like,
extenuating circumstances allow people to, they allow that to creep into their life if it gives them security. And there's a quote, I think, by Benjamin Franklin, like, if you sacrifice liberty for security, you end up getting neither.
mm-hmm.
And this makes me sound like I'm just like, no, I don't want to listen to lockdown laws or whatever, which, I mean, I didn't go outside during lockdown anyways.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I don't think that's much of an issue for you, man.
yeah. But, like, I don't know. It's just like I think it's a weird thing to think about, like, or like study is like how people allowed things that they normally wouldn't because of the circumstances. I don't know. So I guess there is some point to the people who are fighting it. I don't want to like justify what they're doing or encourage it by any means because I think it's stupid. But like, I love how
that's one way to just.
No, but I mean, like, I think what they're doing is like dumb, but at the same time, it makes sense. Like, I can understand that reaction versus the people who are complacent with it. Like, I can understand all.
You see that as logical, but you just don't like how it's being done.
I can see why people would do that. I don't agree with it, but I can see why people would do it. And also, like, but the people who are like opposed to masks, like the lockdown thing, is way different than the mask thing. The lockdown thing is more logical than not wearing a mask because you don't like it. I don't know. It's so complicated to like even think about or explain because there's so like I can see both sides of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I can see both sides of it. I just don't know which is correct. Well,
I just don't think maybe just none of them are correct. That
maybe.
We're all just at fault, but it's not really. There's nothing we could do about it.
It's out of our control. I mean, we can all control how we act, but we can't control how other people do.
Yeah.
Like, I can't force the kids at school to wear a mask. I could say, hey, you want to put that mask up? And they'd be like,
they're going to be like, no.
What are you?
Get out of here. That's what they're going to do.
What are you, my mom?
Exactly. But I don't know. It's just this pandemic's
a weird situation. And I mean, I don't know. I don't want to talk about COVID anymore. COVID sucks.
You guys want to talk about something a little bit happier?
What's some happy news?
You said music. I mean, there's music news for you, right?
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. So I'm very conflicted with this. I'm very, very conflicted with this.
Oh no.
Mac Miller had another song dropped. I think it was last night or the night before. But as most people will know, Mac Miller's been dead for, I think, 3 to 4 years now.
Yeah.
So, like, on one side, I'm very happy that a new song came out. It's a very weird song, but I like it a lot. It's very offbeat and very good.
Yeah, you listened. You were playing it, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. And I don't even listen to his music.
Well, it's like most of his line have a lot. Like, if you wanted to take in the song's called Color and Shapes by Mac Miller. It's pretty good. Each of his lines has a different meaning to it. Like, each of them have like a different feel, like a different quote, a different feel that you can just different people will kind of like understand. Like, I don't know any good examples. I haven't listened to it enough, but it's very good.
I'm sure that'll change.
Yeah, that'll probably change in the next few days. I'll probably listen to it quite a bit. But on the other side, I don't want it to be like record label or somebody else like producing it. I want it to be
that's the thing that's so like, I mean, I'm pretty sure this happened with like I mean, I want it to be clear. I don't listen to rap music. Like, I mean, you guys know that, but like to the viewers, they don't. They might not know that, but I don't like. I don't hate rap music. I'm open to everything. I listen to Mongolian metal for Christ's sake. So I mean, like, I'm pretty open to like different kinds of music. I just don't listen to rap. But like, I know with XXX Tentacion, like I think his music was produced after he died as well, or something like that.
Yeah, so
Like-
there's a few artists that had that. There was Lil
Yeah, like
Peep,
people-
there was Juice World, there was XXX, there's definitely other people that got their stuff. But I think with those artists, it was pieces of work that were close to being done, and the rest of it, like if you had unfinished work, they weren't added.
Yeah.
Or if they did, it was record label. And I don't agree with that. I want
Yeah,
it
I
to be
don't
like
like-
family or friends. I'm pretty sure Lil Peep is his mom who's keeps putting out his music, but
Yeah, I don't think like corporations should like, or like not corporations, but like the record labels, they shouldn't give out that, they shouldn't put that stuff out unless they have explicit like permission,
exactly.
because they're gonna just do it to profit off of it because they're profiting. I mean, dead artists, like their sales usually go up. I'm pretty sure like they make more money after they die usually. At least like famous paintings, I think, do. Like the artists get more, like the painting's worth more after they're dead. So I think it's probably the same with music to some degree.
Well, definitely after like when they just recently like pass away,
Yeah,
there's always just that massive spike for a couple months that it's just a lot more of their music playing.
so that's
Yeah.
I think. Well, that's always when they release unreleased music, isn't it? Because they're capitalizing it right after they die. I guess not right after, but soon after.
Well, there's two ways that music that's unproduced like will be produced after they're dead. Either their family sees it and it's close to being done, or it is done and they want to share out
it, yeah.
what it is, probably for nonprofit. Like I'm pretty sure that all Lil Peep's music was from his mom, like whatever he had
Like
finished after he died. His mom posted it, and it's like it's like they can't make more music out of him.
I
'cause
think
they're
I've heard. I think I
dead.
heard,
Like it's
wasn't there like some. I swear to God, I heard like some song where they used like audio clips of this artist or something that was dead.
Just
don't-
cut a bunch of them together and just
Yeah,
like
they like Frankensteined a song out of him. I don't know. I feel like they probably could find a way to force more music out of a dead
exactly
artist.
that's what I don't like.
Yeah, I don't
I
like
think
it
the
either.
second they start doing that, it's not even their music anymore. It's the record's music. It's not Mac Miller's or Lil
And I think
Peep's
that's
or-
always been something like record companies owning the rights to the musician's music has always been a problem. I think like the Beatles, I think, have their own record label because of that exact problem, like where the company or the label owned it and they didn't, even though they're the ones who like produced it. And I think that's been a problem for like every musician ever, and probably still is to this day, where like you make all this music but it's not yours necessarily. And that's because you're so dependent, like musicians are so dependent on labels because that's the only way they can like,
get a standing, get
unless
revenue.
I guess, I don't know, it's a complicated process, but like, yeah, they're like so dependent. I think the labels know that they're so dependent on like aspiring artists, so they kind of force that upon them where they don't get to own their own music.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's bands that like have broken that curve. Like I think Motley Crue, which is a band like I listen to, they like, I'm pretty sure they bought their own music. Like they bought the rights of it, so they own it.
yeah, you could do a bunch of that, but like
That's expensive, and you shouldn't be forced to do that.
but you're pretty much forced into the path of having a label because
Yeah, you have to, unless you create your own, which that's not guaranteed to work at all. I don't know how that works, but I don't know. It's a complicated process or industry. And I think industries like that as a whole, I imagine it's not only music that kind of like robs creators of their like own art. I'm positive that doesn't happen only in music. I don't know. Like maybe, I don't know, but like yeah, it's a pretty sad thing for musicians.
I just like how I'm like, let's talk about something happier, and then we immediately go to dead artists.
Well, it's
Okay,
because you
but
tried
you
bringing
like
up
that
something
new
happy
song.
from a dead man.
I love the new
You
song.
were super happy about talking about it, and then that's how it goes. You talk about certain things, and then it goes to other topics.
Well, you see, I'm pretty sure I was up till like 11:30 last night. I was texting in a group chat about this song getting released.
Yeah.
I remember I think I was having an argument with one of our buddies about it. I think it was like he was talking about how they should keep producing music, or like he's okay with it. And I'm like, as long as it's
I
from
think-
family or friends, I'm okay with that.
I think if they release, like, if it's unfinished, I don't know. It's like you said, if it's with their permission, they should do it. But like, it also, like, I feel like some friends and family also push it because they want money. I'm sure.
Well, probably, but it's less of a chance.
It's
you
less
know?
of a chance, and I just think that if they just push, like, unfinished music or just music that wasn't released, I'm okay with that. But if they're doing, like, just taking cuts of just past songs
Yeah.
and putting it together,
Yeah,
I think that's messed up because it's no longer his.
Yeah,
That's
it's no
what's
longer
really
the
matters.
artists. It's
And the thing is, like, it would work probably. I imagine there would be
It's
some outrage. There would be some outrage, but like the fans who like don't care, they would still listen to it and enjoy it, even though they wouldn't know the like importance of it or
Yeah.
whatever. Because there's no emotion or any thought put into something that's just fabricated from. It's like standardizing a process. It's almost like it makes them more money for those artists to be dead, because then they could, if they did that, like they would be, it would make a weird business practice almost of like having fake artists.
It should be an illegal practice.
I'm not saying it has existed. I don't think it does. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
Well,
Wow.
Great topic.
And anybody else have anything to share?
Fox, you have
You're-
any tech news?
you're looking at me like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at you like that. You got any?
Why aren't
tech
you
news?
writing a paper about a laptop?
Yeah, I haven't started that, but you know what? I'm looking at cameras.
cameras?
Yeah,
Cameras for the podcast?
yeah, because this beautiful 720p 30 frames a second camera right there is flawless.
Hey, it works for now.
It works.
It's
It
gonna
looks-
get only better from here.
Only better. I just gotta wait till my next paycheck, and then I'm dropping $250.
Oh no.
I thought the camera was 150.
$150 plus a $50 graphics card, plus the tripod, plus the SD card I want to put in it. It's going up to $250.
I mean,
Oh no.
I mean, this podcast, we've already spent so much money on the mics. Hopefully, I mean, I know for a fact it's better, but hopefully it's a major, major improvement.
Did you actually listen to the first episode?
I remember the only time I heard it was
Well-
when you were using them in Discord.
No, the first
No.
episode of
Yeah.
the podcast. Did you
I
hear the
haven't
audio?
listened to it now. I
It
don't.
was-
You literally never didn't let
It
me.
was scary.
It was.
Was it bad?
It was
I'm sure.
To our
Okay,
viewers,
I've heard
I was-
other podcasts. I've literally heard other podcasts before, and they were on iPads. So
Okay.
I know for a fact our audio from the first episode is way better than the audio from other
It
podcasts.
may
I've
be
heard.
better, but let me just say one thing to our viewers that are spectating or not. I'm sorry. We're not rich, but we're trying our best.
it's only going down.
Hey, we remember we went and turned in all of those coins, $60 worth of coins. We're
spent-
desperate.
I-
We're desperate for money. We're desperate to buy new equipment that's better.
You know, we're trying new things out. Obviously, we got the new mics. I feel
And the TV.
the TV's been there.
Well, no, but I mean,
We have future
I
plans
guess
for the
we didn't
TV,
use videos.
so we could possibly bring stuff up in the future.
Oh yeah, we could look at like videos and laugh at them.
videos. We could do that. Look
We
at
can
the news.
ha-ha at some videos.
You know, it's gonna be
It
just.
only gets better from here.
Yep, it's
It's a slow process, but it only gets
It's
better.
a long journey, but I promise you, give us maybe a couple more episodes, and we hopefully will be looking a little more professional.
Well, this isn't professional. We're not in suits or anything.
Hey, you know what? We could change that.
I'll get in
no,
a- I'll
please
get in a
don't.
suit. I'll get
I
in a
don't want a
suit.
suit.
Maybe I'll be the only one who gets in a suit.
The last time I wore a suit was 6th grade.
Last
What was
time
that
I
for?
wore a suit was in
It
like,
was for a funeral.
oh, that's
Andrew, why did you wear a suit?
pretty much the exact opposite of a funeral. I went to a wedding in like Virginia. It was my cousin's wedding.
You know, I've actually never worn a suit.
Really?
They're pretty lame. I hate them. I look
They're really
so,
hot.
I had long hair because this was like 2018, so like I think 8th grade or 9th grade. I think it was 8th grade, and it was in like November. I went to Virginia with long hair, and I was wearing a suit, and I looked like a dumb idiot.
Well,
Okay.
now that I think about it, technically I did wear a suit. It was just a Class A military uniform.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah.
And that was
Oh.
awful.
Oh.
What are
Tell
you
us
talking
about that.
about?
Were you in ROTC?
Yep, JRTC.
Oh, well, yeah, he was.
The Class A uniforms, they hurt. And then you throw a rifle up in the air, and you smack it right on your wrist, and it just gets swollen for a week.
That sounds awesome.
That's the price you pay.
I really loved that class.
Did you?
Really?
No.
Oh.
But, you know,
Like,
do what you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to join the military, those programs are definitely good for doing that.
Yeah,
It gets
actually,
you higher pay.
the ROTC program, when you're able to become an officer right away.
Well, I think you have to do it in college. You have
Well,
to
yeah,
do like
that's what the
college class.
ROTC program is.
Oh, yeah,
And
JRTC
then-
is high school.
High school, and then college is the ROTC, and then,
And then you
could
join as an officer,
as an officer instead of a private.
which gets you way more money, I'm pretty sure.
It's not too much more, but you get more
But it's
respect.
more than being a private. Well, I don't think you get respect for being an ROTC, I imagine.
Well, you get
They
respect
probably
from those privates.
No, I don't. I can't imagine they care. I would think they just like see you and they're like, oh, this guy just did a class and now he thinks he's like
No, he's
deserving of a
he's
high
all the
rank.
stuff.
That's what I would imagine they'd think. I'd imagine they probably don't get much respect.
But you do learn a good amount in our, well, at least in JRTC, I learned a lot.
I imagine, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love military history and stuff. Could not be in the military.
take art classes.
I
Take
wouldn't-
art classes. Don't. I love art. Okay.
Oh, they said take our classes. and I
No,
was
no,
like,
take art classes. I mean, everybody.
I'm not into art either.
You're not into art. You should take an art class. Have you not taken an art class yet?
Not a birthday, no.
Really?
No.
Huh.
How do you get your credit then?
You need a year
I'm
of art.
gonna. I think there's online art classes. I'll probably just end up doing. I don't care. Art is not important to me,
No,
bro.
art. You should always do. Well, I mean, like, there's so many forms of art that you can even like try, and it's so nice to have it. I mean, like.
Look, I'll get there when I get there.
Okay. Okay, buddy.
You know what I really like doing with art?
What?
It's when you're super sad, you put on some nice sad music, and you just scribble.
What is with you guys
What?
and just encouraging yourselves to be sad?
Hey, there's not.
Encourage yourself to be happy.
Doesn't work that way.
Okay, but don't listen to like depressing music if you're sad. It's just
Well,
gonna
it-
make it worse.
It makes
You
it
see,
worse, but also
that's
helps.
the pinnacle.
You like
That's the
wallowing in
pinnacle of
it?
sadness.
You like wallowing in your sadness?
Of
No.
course.
I mean, to each their own, I guess. I don't know.
Take an art class.
We'll get there.
You could
I'll
do
just
like
do photography, so it's easy.
I'm doing photography right now.
Have you taken any other art classes?
Oh yeah, of course.
What class?
Drawing 1, drawing 2. And
Now
yeah.
we're talking about high school
Nice.
credits.
And
Well,
I just,
no. We're talking about.
What do you guys
Art.
think? Should art be a in class?
I think
Like,
it
should
should
that be
always
an
be
instant-
required.
You think so?
Art should always be required. I think if somebody,
I don't.
I think art should always be required because you can teach art in so many forms, like music, like
You
drawing.
can teach
like
anything in
like,
so many forms.
well, how is it necessary in the real world though?
Exactly.
That's
it's hard
really
to make
what
a
it is.
career
It's-
out of it.
You
It
could
is hard to make a career out of it, but you can find something you enjoy. It's like,
But that's not what school's there to do. Why do you think they make you do like gym classes or like math? You think they're there to enjoy that?
if we're trying to get something to apply to the real world, then why don't we have things to teach us how to
Tax
pay
class.
taxes?
Hey,
Exactly.
that's supposed to be economics. but
Okay,
it-
but at the same time,
how
like
to
things
fix
like
your light switch or how
things
to
like
fix your
graphic
car.
design.
there is
those
stuff
are-
like that.
Yeah, they're actually. I think I have heard of a class just like that. But also, that's also something like your parents teach you. That's
Yeah,
not
I have
something
a-
school's mandatory to teach.
Yeah, I have a book right over there that tells you electrical. It's like electrical 101. It teaches you how to do switches,
Yeah.
about just like
It's not school's job to make you a functioning human being.
Wow, thanks, guys.
So basically, your point is moot and you're stupid.
No.
But no.
Art should be required. It is required, and it'll
do
stay that way.
I think art does need to be required though,
I don't know.
because it
me-
helps people with creativity.
I think
It
I
also-
don't think it shouldn't be like
Statistically.
allowed. I just don't know if you should have to take an art class if you don't want.
Statistically, if you're taking an art class, you normally do better in school, like overall.
Yeah, because
And
it's
you
not
do
better.
period.
Show me that study right now.
All right, I'll show you it. Hold on. I'll actually pull it up.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure people in music classes have a 20% higher score than every other.
Like it seems so out of place in a school though to me.
What do you mean?
Really?
It does because
You've
it's like
been taking art since elementary.
I know,
No, I
but that
haven't.
doesn't make me feel any different about it. It's
I've
weird.
only had art classes in high school.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, in elementary school, I didn't do that stuff. I had a computer, and they were like, you know what?
Who was the art teacher in middle school?
I have no clue.
Oh, who was it? I did like an engineering class. Fox, do you remember that where we made like foam boats?
What?
Oh god.
Oh my god, we did have no. Wasn't that science?
No, that wasn't science. That was we had those like
I
the
remember the
wire, like
boats,
the
yeah.
heated wire, and you push them through. Oh, we had to do like 3D drawings. Do you remember that where we had the quad, like the four squares on a paper, and we had to like draw something from each angle. I'm trying to remember who taught that.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from middle school.
Dude, all I remember is like 8th grade. I don't remember anything else except for like 8th grade.
No, I think my brain just refused those years and just shut them.
Dude, 8th grade was my peak.
Man peaked in 8th grade.
It all went downhill from there, huh?
Yeah, it really did. It really did. I peaked in 8th grade. I was so cool in 8th grade.
Oh
Everyone loved
I
talking to me
really
in 8th
loved
grade.
how the communism
That was
phase.
7th grade, okay?
No,
No, you wore it in 8th grade.
It
I
went in
remember
8th
it.
grade.
I still have the Ushanka. The Ushanka's cool, but like,
No, you still were like communism is the best, and
but
I'm
I
like,
don't.
okay.
I wasn't like as like
You weren't as bad as you were
fervent.
in 7th grade, but
7th grade. I was like, "Hail Stalin!" And oh my god. Okay, maybe you know what? Maybe I didn't peak in 8th grade.
Andrew Hargett, the life of just downhill.
It's been going
Your
downhill.
peak was when you were born, man. It's just a downhill slope.
It's like the default like score of 100, and then it just slowly goes down over time.
Slowly.
Oh yeah,
There's
rapidly.
there's some rapid parts through high school, I assume.
Yeah. Like when I hit Jesse with that water bottle, that was like that was an instant minus 15.
Oh, God.
Alrighty, but real question for you guys:
Uh-huh.
Did your life go up or down with the pandemic?
Mine was stayed the same.
Up.
I
100%.
at first,
I guess so you could still say the pandemic's still going on, but like the lockdown, that didn't affect me at all. I actually was like okay with it because like then I had more friends to talk to while it was happening. I was profiting off of their downfall.
what it really did for me is just gave me an excuse to stay inside.
Exactly.
And you know, it's
The
definitely-
basement dweller himself admits.
Already.
Wait, you're a basement dweller now too.
Yeah, look at my basement. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, your room's darker than mine. Actually, the black
All three
walls.
of us are basement dwellers.
As you see,
Isn't Tyler a basement dweller as well?
Yep.
Oh my god, we should call this the Basement Dweller podcast.
No, we're the TrashCast.
That's more accurate though.
Well, no, we could put it in our description. The trash.
We're all basement dwellers.
We're all just basement dwellers, and we talk about
random things
random things.
and go on tangents.
This whole episode has just been tangent after tangent. I think that's just what this is going to be.
I enjoy it.
The first episode was way more structured because we talked about Hurricane Ida. Well, actually, you know what? It wasn't structured. It wasn't structured. It was the like opposite of structure. We went from Hurricane Ida to New York Metro to Chinese cities, and yeah, I don't know.
And
how
here
that-
we are now.
You know what? Just like the first episode, we're cutting off at an hour now. So, say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. I guess this is the
Goodbye.
end.
Yeah, yes, this is the end.
Who knows if we're coming back? I certainly don't.
I hope I come back because I didn't just spend like $400 on Amazon to give up now.
Well, I did.
Alrighty, but everyone, have a lovely day.
You have a great
Or
one.
don't. It's all up to you.
Hey, that's
Alright.
my line.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just stole it.
Copyright. Copy.